Oh man, we back. So shit, Trey, this is an interesting topic right here. So they saying there was a recent study. The average cost to raise a child until he's about 18 years old is about $400,000. So shit, what you think? You think should people wait till they're financially stable to have kids, or you think they say fuck it, if you broke, should you have kids?
Yes, yes. First of all, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button and share it with your friends and family. Okay, let's get into it. So, should people have kids if they're not financially stable? I mean, what is financially stable and when is a good time or a bad time not to have kids? So a lot of people speak, oh, you really shouldn't be having kids unless you can take care of them kids, or if you can do this and that, do this and that, you shouldn't have kids. You should wait. And I tell people this all the time. Do you really know how much it costs to raise a child with no type of government assistance? If you just look at it, the cost of child care, health care, vehicle maintenance, vehicle car note, insurance, housing, clothes, food,
Daycare.
daycare, all of that. If you add up all of those things, you nobody would really be stable enough to have a child. And it's not nobody's fault because if you take the average income of somebody that live in Louisiana, Texas, Georgia,
Let's just say 50,000 for example.
say 50. Okay, we can say 50. If you take that income, you really can't afford a child off $50,000 a year once you add in all the additional costs of that child plus your needs and different things like that. When
It's
you
an
look
average of 4,500 to 5,000 a month. Let's say people bringing in making around 50 to 60 grand. You're probably bringing in close to 5K a month,
5K,
and that's not average, but that's close.
yeah. So I mean, if you bring in that much, say your car note plus the insurance $1,000, and then your rent 1,500. That's what 25 right there. And then say average daycare is 500 a week. So if you got one kid, 500 a week, that's 2 grand. So what is that, 3,500?
A month. We do 500 a week. Daycare for let's say 400 a week. Five.
So yeah, that's 16 a month. I mean, that's 800. 800 2 weeks. How to get your paycheck? 1,600 a month. I mean, can't nobody really afford kids because, if to be honest, most people in red states is making 32,000 a year on average, 32 to 40 grand. And when you look at those numbers, nobody will really be able to afford a child. So I tell people, look, man, just have them. If you able to have kids, have them. The government is here to help. So I think healthcare should be free for one. Daycare should be free. All of that should be. College should be free. All of those things should be free. We're the richest nation in the world. How come other nations got all this stuff for free and we don't? So when people say you gotta wait until you this and that, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be 60 years old and you still can't afford a kid, and you probably can't have kids no more. So people say wait till you can afford them, but if you work every day plus your wife work every day, if you add in all them causes, and you put both y'all income together, you really still can't send a child to college without that child being in debt. So it's like when you're born in America, you a debt slave, and that's just the truth. So have kids, be fruitful and multiply, because who's gonna be the future doctors and nurses and construction workers and farmers? It is gonna be AI. I mean, it seems like we're going that way, but have kids and populate, because if you don't, the human race will just die out. Because the way the corporations got it set up now, and the wealth gap and equality is so fucking spread out that you will never be financially stable to have kids in this society. So just have kids, and if you waiting to get financially stable, whatever, you will die out with your bloodline, and your whole existence will be gone. It'll be no more Smiths in the world, no more Johnsons, whatever your last name is, because let's just be honest, these corporations got it set up that way for where you barely make any money and they take home a lot of money, like the CEOs, the owners, the presidents, or whatever the companies, they take home the big checks, the big profit, and you take home just a little bit. So, only way to really make a difference in America is voting, protesting, things of that nature. So if you got more people on your side that can vote and put in politicians, y'all can put a change in laws. Get work unions and higher minimum wage. Free school, free healthcare. It can really change when you got numbers. But if you don't got the numbers and you say don't have kids, you just gonna die out. And it's sad to say, nothing will change. The billionaires get what they want, billionaires get what they want, and you just left lonely and childless because you was waiting your whole life to have kids until you was financially stable and you never reached it, because that's how the society is set up. And it's sad to say. So if you can have kids and you got a someone that you love, have the kids, man. God will provide. And that's like that, and that's the way it is.
Oh,